Alright, welcome back guys. In today's video, I wanted to take a few minutes to uh, visit another portion of the quantum effect, the Mandela effect. This time we'll be taking a look at the Wizard of Oz and the changes there, apparent changes with the Wizard of Oz. The debate has been as to whether or not Scarecrow carried a gun. Wizard of Oz is a movie I saw, several times when I was younger. My sister was a fan of the movie, and we watched it several times. And neither of us recall seeing Scarecrow with a gun. The only scene that I could find, as far as I'm aware, that he's carrying the gun is the haunted forest scene. It's also in that same scene where shortly after the Tin Man is lifted and then lifted from the ground and dropped back to the ground, you can see in that scene that the Scarecrow then disposes of the weapon, tosses it to the ground. So he no longer has the gun after that point, I don't think. You've got the flying monkey attack, and so that's pretty much the end of it. So we're going to be breaking down aspects of that particular scene. And so, as I mentioned, a lot of people don't remember that the Scarecrow had a gun in the movie. A lot of people think he did not have a gun. Some people say that the gun was always there, and that's what we're going to be looking at in this video. And there's reasons why I wanted to do the Mandela videos, the quantum effect videos, and I'll get to that in the end if I have time, if it's not running too long. But let's go ahead and get into this. So this is a picture of the witch remover that's being carried by the Cowardly Lion, and I guess it's on display. And there's another picture here from the movie as well. This one you can see Dorothy leaning in, reading the haunted forest sign, and the witch's castle headed in that direction. And you can see a Scarecrow. We can zoom in. In his hand appears to be an object here, and this would be the gun, apparently. Although it's not clearly distinguishable there, it looks like that's what they're depicting in this drawing. There's also this particular scene, actually, it looks like it does come from the movie. And we've got this image that's also, all of these are going to be of the same scene. So this one is a black and white. This is a picture of the same scene. We'll see if we can zoom this one in. This may be as large as this one will get. Yeah, that one won't get any bigger. But you can see there that same object, and it's the depiction of the same scene that we just saw. Now, the interesting thing about, there's two aspects of this that we're going to look at as far as this scene and this particular picture. We've got some artist renditions and some fabrics that have been made that I found online. This one is actually on Pinterest. This is an artist depiction of the same scene, and we see Dorothy again leaning in, reading the haunted forest sign, and we see Cowardly Lion, the Tin Man, Scarecrow. And for whatever reason, in this artist depiction of this scene, they did not draw, they did not include a gun with the Scarecrow. Scarecrow does not have a gun in this one. Here's another one, a depiction of the same scene. And again, we see Dorothy reading the sign, and everyone is present. And again, Scarecrow is there. But, again, in this depiction, we don't see Scarecrow with a gun. Here's another artist depiction. Same scene, you can see that, and zoom out, it's just a painting, I guess, of some kind, and zooming in, and there's the Scarecrow, same scene, same depiction. You know, Dorothy with the basket this time. Again, reading the sign, and Scarecrow doesn't have a gun. Let's see. We may have some others here. Let's see. This is also a painting depiction of the same scene. Dorothy leaning in, reading the sign there, and Scarecrow again. Same, you know, these artists are actually pretty good. They're depicting the scene pretty well, you know, and again, we don't see the gun. You know, this is a picture of the scene. Again, it's you can take a look, again, as I mentioned, the way that these artists are depicting these scenes, how they're drawing these things out, how they look on the fabrics and things that we see. They're doing a pretty good job of depicting the scene. This is a picture of it. We can pull back a bit on this one, so you can kind of see it's the same thing. They're doing a pretty good job. You know, they all look pretty consistent. I think one of these, I tried not to put it in here twice, that there may be one that's the same thing. You know, these are different paintings. These are things that are available online. These pictures are coming from artfair.com, eBay as well. There's a commemorative 10. I don't think I included the picture here. There's a commemorative 10 that's available on eBay. I think that's for sale, that depicts the same scene, and it's an actual picture, and there's no gun. Here again, the same picture. This looks to be actual, a genuine picture from the movie, and you know, there's the gun. It's odd looking, of course. I'm not sure exactly why it looks the way that it does. It would appear that 1, 2, 3, 4 fingers here, and the thumb, number 5, as you can see in a lot of these depictions. And so I guess it's just kind of dangling over this finger. I don't know why it's kind of dangling over the finger. It's kind of stupid, actually. Here's another one. This one has color to it, and it's a depiction of the same thing. And again, you can clearly see the 4 fingers, the 5 there, the thumb. And here's the gun in this one. And again, it's really, I don't know. So let's see what else we have. This is a watch, Wizard of Oz watch. I guess it's a commemorative thing. And this is something that someone posted online. I think they had this watch, I guess, for sale. Again, this is depicting the same scene. You see the edge of the sign there, the haunted forest, and you know, Scarecrow's hands clearly visible, and there's no gun. So I don't know. You know, so you could argue and say, well, the artist depictions of these don't show the gun, you know, because they don't want it to be included there. You know, they just don't think it's a good idea to put the gun in what they're doing. Yeah, I mean, I guess there could be truth to that. You know, that may make sense. But you know, in this piece of memorabilia here, that is also available for sale for Wizard of Oz fans. If we look at the bottom of this picture, this is that scene. This is that scene. And this is a replica. In this scene, Scarecrow in the movie also apparently has a gun. Now you cannot see that, you know, in the memorabilia. So if you would argue that, okay, well, the memorabilia, the paintings, the things that people are doing, they don't have the gun because they think it's a bad idea. Maybe it's, you know, offensive to them or whatever. Well, I mean, all right, that's perfectly fine. But then why did they put it in the movie? why is it in the movie? If it's offensive, if you can't include it in any other merchandise, if it can't be put on display, you know, if when the Scarecrow costume is given for sale for Halloween, you know, Tin Man you can get the axe, but for whatever reason, Scarecrow you can't get the gun. It's rude and offensive, I guess. I mean, that's not logical at all, and you can't argue it because it's not logical for the Scarecrow to have a gun. It just doesn't make any sense at all. So, you know, I, I wasn't able, again, I haven't seen this movie in a long time. I'm not really willing to try to locate a copy of the movie. You know, honestly, I'm convinced that that it's changed somehow, you know, through some means or whatever. I don't know exactly, you know, who, how, and why. I hopefully will be able to get to that point about a lot of these things. But, you know, the other thing that I wanted to point out, we've got a clip I want to show, if it will play here, from YouTube, showing this scene. But I want to point something else out real quick here. So we've got the artist depictions. We've got some of this memorabilia, lots of things that we see, again, that are available online. And so, unfortunately, we're in the situation where the access that we have is oftentimes just of a digital nature. And the information of a digital nature can be changed and augmented if necessary. It can also, through algorithms, be placed in areas of the internet where you can never find it. And that's just the simple truth of it. So we're forced to work with what we have available. And so this is what we're pulling from. But we've got memorabilia, we've got pictures, we've got paintings that people have done, and they simply, of the same exact scene, and they don't depict the gun. But here's the second thing that I wanted to point out. Now we see Dorothy leaning in. She's got her hand in the basket here, leaning forward. The right arm is down. It's not in this one. And then again, this depiction, leaning forward, reading the sign, arm in the basket, right arm down. Scroll up. And this one, again, leaning in, reading the sign, right arm down. The gun is a yellow line there, just kind of like it's a white line on the other pictures. And again, picture Dorothy leaning in, reading the sign, right arm down. Same thing depicted here. And in this one, Dorothy's holding a basket, reading the sign. Again, the right arm is downward. Same thing in this one. Alright, same thing in this one. The actual picture here. Same thing. Same thing. This one. Again, same thing. Leaning in, right arm down, reading the sign. Okay. Now let's take a look at the clip here from this scene. And pay attention to Dorothy's right arm. Okay, did you see that? And you see the gun there with the Scarecrow. But look at it again. Okay, we'll go back. Watch as they approach. Watch Dorothy's right arm. It goes straight to the sign. And then the scene is over. The scene is over. And then the lion proceeds to try to escape, and they bring the lion back. Again, you can clearly see the gun. Alright, but what I'm trying to point out here, and you guys, some people are going to say, oh, this is very subtle, it doesn't make any difference. I don't understand what you're pointing out or what you're getting at here, but just take a look, okay? Watch the right arm. Just watch Dorothy. She looks at the sign. She goes straight to the sign and puts her hand on it. She goes straight to the sign and puts her hand on it. But in each and every one of these depictions here, okay, again, except for that one, Dorothy's arm is straight to, even in the one for the case that's on display, it's straight down. She's leaning in, reading the sign. Straight down, leaning in, reading the sign. Straight down, leaning in, reading the sign. It's the same in all of these, right? The same in all of them. Even in the picture, this is what she's doing. Okay, so why in the movie, why does she never lean in and read the sign with her arm down? If everyone's painting pictures of it, if we've got memorabilia, if we've got carpets and tapestries and all these different things depicting this event, why she never did it? She never leaned in, she never let the arm down, she was never holding the basket visible. But we've got it depicted not only in people's memories of paintings that they're doing about these scenes, right? Not only in memories from paintings, but in the actual picture, she does it. But in the clip, she doesn't do it. She doesn't do it. So, you know, you tell me what's going on. All right, you tell me exactly what's going on. Sure, it's a subtle change. It's a subtle change. But it's not there. Okay, so people who are still saying that these things are the same as they always were and nothing is different, you know, I'm sorry, you know, people are saying, well, maybe we're planted here from another Earth, another universe, or whatever. Well, whatever the case may be, you know, we're here, okay? So now you got to deal with it. Because if you're on this quote unquote new Earth and these people have come from the old Earth, well, we're here now, and like it or not, your world is not what you thought it was either. So, you know, this is just one of several examples. But, you know, it's something I noticed. I don't understand why we've got images. And, you know, again, if somebody has knowledge of Wizard of Oz and some type of, you know, Wizard of Oz buff or historian or something like that, just let me know. So I can kind of get past this and, you know, move on to something else. Again, you know, this quantum, the Mandela, the shifts, the changes, whatever's happening here is, you know, at this point, it's, you know, it's definitely happening. I think people are truly experiencing something. I don't have an exact explanation for what it is as of yet, but I definitely think something is happening here. And so I think we can put to rest any kind of doubt or disbelief or, you know, talk of people being crazy or that they just misremember things. You know, any person that I've talked to about different aspects of things that people say have changed, you know, determining as to whether or not they would have knowledge of the topic or you know, the subject, be it the vehicles, the music, the movies, whatever. It's incredible to me that everyone remembers things exactly as I do. And it doesn't matter who I ask or what types of things I ask them about. And these are not leading questions for these people, so you don't go in and say, now the Scarecrow didn't have a gun in the Wizard of Oz, did he? You know, so it's not a leading question like that. You just simply ask people to recall from what they, you know, from their memory, and they're spot on with what I remember every time. So, you know, I'm putting to rest that it's not happening. It's not anything that's gonna, you know, make me go crazy or anything like that. It's definitely something that's taking place. So now it's getting to the who, how, and why. And I've got some, you know, things, some theories on that. One that I think I am getting more confident in, and as soon as I, you know, and may be able to plug up a couple of holes in the theory that I have about this whole situation, I'll go ahead and come out with a video about that. But just a simple analysis here on the Wizard of Oz. You know, honestly, if you feel like Scarecrow did not have a gun, you know, trust your memories, hold on to your memories. Those memories are correct. He did not he didn't, and it doesn't make any sense for him to. I don't know at what point in time he would have acquired one, considering the fact that he was found hanging like an actual scarecrow in a field. It's completely illogical. And, you know, and I specifically remember that he did not. So that's it on this one for me. Case closed. The scene is different. Somehow it's changed. What people have painted, what people have pictures of, it's not what's in the movie. So case closed. It's changing. So let's get to the who, how, and why of this aspect of these different things. And you know, no more comments, no more trolling of people, giving people a hard time, saying that their memories are flawed and all this junk. They're not flawed. Okay, leave people alone. All right, it's a very real event, and so we've got to figure out exactly what's taking place. So that's the next step for me. You know, if you like this video, you like this information, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, obviously give it a thumbs down. But tell me why you want to give it a thumbs down, and be specific about it. So I want to hear your arguments on this one, okay? But that's it for now. Just wanted to give that information out to you guys, and I will be back with more content as quick as I can.